no clue about. I like reading about golf. I like the mental side. I think it's super interesting. Who was the guy, Scheffler? Did I read about where he gets off to these amazing starts and then can't finish?
Nope, that's not Rory.
That's Rory?
Yeah, that's Rory.
It's the guy in the lead.
Chef was number one playing the world.
Oh, okay.
Rory's number two.
Rory's up two going
Rory's
into
up
the.
two.
Fascinating.
Have you never played? Just watch.
Nope. That wasn't part of my
I know.
upbringing or.
No challenges. That's all I asked.
All right, Serena.
Coach, as you get ready to coach your final regular season game with the Cavs, what makes you, I guess, most proud of this team so far this year?
That we endured, right? This grind, this 82 game grind. That in itself, we know you live it, right? It's it's not easy. It's one of the challenges of professional sports. And the NBA is being able to sustain and through the kind of ups and downs and to come out of it relatively healthy is an accomplishment. So that was, and that, remember we talked about in the beginning, that was part of the goal, like going to the playoffs healthy. So we're healthy. I think just like where we are right now. I think we're in a good spot. I like our chemistry, our leadership. Now it's kind of I can't wait till tomorrow where we can really start focusing in on our ultimate goal. Try to make that next jump. But I think we're in a good place right now.
Speaking of endured, I know it's been a point of discussion with Jarrett, but he's about to play in his 82nd game. I mean, he's endured all 82. What does that say just about who he is?
Yeah, I'm glad you reminded me. Right, that's something you celebrate. I think we'll celebrate that tonight in the locker room. It's so hard. The guy is. First of all, he's a phenomenal athlete, right? But let's get to his whatever. That body composition. I always said in Brooklyn, that was the first thing that stood out when we drafted him was this guy's like an elite athlete, an elite mover. You ever watch him pregame, how he stretches? He's like one of those guys that can put his foot behind his head. It's just amazing flexibility. So he's got that. And his professionalism, how he takes care of it. I'd say the third thing, this Serena, his balance in life. The guy's not obsessed with basketball. He's got other interests. I think that relieves, kind of stress and anxiety. Elite competitor, but he's got really nice balance in his life. So probably helps keep him healthy.
Chris.
Hey, Kenny.
Chris.
You talked the other night about Darius and his post-All-Star dip with his efficiency.
Yeah.
Why do you think that happened, and why wasn't there a level of concern as it was happening?
I just don't think guys bat 400 the whole year. It's just not. It's the 82 game grind. I do think I'm just put myself in his shoes. He had such a his goal. He was obsessed, making the All-Star team, obviously helping us win and get off level. So when you have that kind of focus and that kind of that goal in mind, I think he was so focused on that. And I just think there's a natural okay, post All-Star, what's next, right? Is there another All-Star team? And maybe say, well, the greatest ones they keep going. He's still 25. I think it's a natural, kind of mental, maybe a little dip, and then there's the physical part too, right? Guys, you look at the physical metrics for him, he put a lot into that. It's almost like he got out to the race really, really fast, which we wanted him to, and then there's just natural regression, right? You're not going to shoot 48% from three the whole year. You're just not, right? So you have that. And what I've been really thrilled with, I feel like he's it's almost like he's coming back. You know, he's getting, you know, understands. Okay, shoot, we got the playoffs coming. Yes, I'm gonna start elevating my game again. I feel like he's had 2 of those games, you know, recently where you're like, this is kind of who he is.
With this season being a lot about Evan and expanding his game and taking him to a different level, I'm curious, like, how have you seen him handle the new level of pressure, responsibility, all of that stuff that comes with that role change and that status?
Yeah, I don't see Evan get affected. Like, I see no chinks in the armor. He's just kind of, he's so steady, and it's his character, right? Like, he's got great background, right? Comes from a great family. His dad's a coach. He's just got this solid base, knows who he is, his humility, right? All that. You know, sometimes with Evan, I think, you know, sometimes you got to turn him up a little, right? Like, you know, that would be the one thing. You know, just, and remind him how good he is. You know, that's kind of, you know, our goal for this little stretch here. You know, get him mentally ready for the playoffs. You know, he's got to, you know, turn it up now, and he does. He always feels the moment and all that, but sometimes he needs a reminder.
Is that the trick that you've learned to kind of get through to him? Like, remind him how great he is?
Yeah, and it's not like yelling at, hey, play harder, you're the man. Like, it's more like, do you realize how good you are? You know, and we need you to do this, right? Like, we need you for us to take the next step, and that's been the message the whole year. But sometimes with Evan, I can just kind of forget him. You know, he takes care of himself, and you know, I did think that the other day, that against the Knicks, man, we got to get him. I said a post game, you know, we got to get him turned up, you know, to that kind of max level. He's really good when he's got some time to work on his game too. Like, he needs to get in the workshop a little bit. Like, he likes that, and when he does that, we'll have this stretch here with practice and individual work where we can get him, you know, tuned like the Ferrari he is. You know.
Jeff?
Hey, Kenny, you might have talked about this before, but my memory's probably bad. 3 years with Steve Kerr, what influence did he have on your coaching?
Yeah, I mean, it prepares me for moments like what's coming up, right? I've been in, you know, with him, I've been in serious playoff battles, you know, and high pressure games. So I've, you know, kind of seen how, you know, he handles certain situations. It's not just in games, probably a little part of it, strategy and all that, but it's how you handling when you're down 2-1 in the series, you know, and against Boston in the finals. What does film look like? What's your messaging to the players? How much individual communication do you have? You know, you're going into Sacramento and it's a game 7, and you know, like, you know, you're not favored. And, you know, how do you go in, and what's your approach to those things? So I have that wealth of kind of experience. Now I'm going to be myself, and you know, but it's so helpful. You know, it gives me a lot more confidence